Here's the unmixed vocal. And here's the mixed vocal using only Logic's stock plugins.
In the dark, I can give you just a piece of me.
Hi, if you're new here, my name's Matt and I'm a music producer who's produced and mixed over 40 songs for unsigned artists which have been played on the radio. So in this video, I'm going to teach you my method for getting radio-ready vocals using just the stock plugins in Logic. But what you might not expect is one of the best tricks doesn't even need a plugin. So, let's get into it. So as promised, the trick that doesn't need a plugin is this. As you can see, at the moment, the lead vocal audio file is actually just too quiet. You can't really hear it if you listen. So what we do is we click on this little arrow here and then we're going to move the gain up. The gain is how much volume this has before it goes into everything else. And hear what that's like. Already much better because it's at the right volume for us to then do our processing on. So next, what we're going to do is a little bit of tuning. So there is a free kind of auto-tune plugin in Logic called Pitch Tuner, and all you have to do is select the root note and then select the scale. With this, the only thing to worry about is the response time. Let's go down to 0 on this. Sounds a bit too aggressive. Let's just keep tweaking this till where it sounds natural. Good, so that's kind of just made it sound a little bit more modern and got the kind of tuning issue sorted. Okay, next. So, what do? Stage 1 is we use a high pass here to kind of roll all the bottom off because we don't need like hum and background noise in our recording. So let's kind of move this up a bit. There we go. The next thing is to find where the kind of weird honkiness is in the vocal. Where does it sound like someone's talking like this? So we're going to kind of sweep around and find that frequency. Oof. There we go. So now we found that spot, we just slide this down, cut a bit of it out. That's all we've got to do. It's easy. Right, the next thing I want to use is a de-esser. A de-esser is a thing that takes some of the S's out. I think on some of those phrases, Claire's vocals, we're kind of hearing the S a little bit too much. So if I open the de-esser, what we're trying to do is just to keep tweaking the settings until it only turns the S's down when she's singing. So we don't want it affecting on every word, but when she sings an S, we want it to kind of turn the volume down quickly. So let's have a look at this. We need to move the threshold about. There we go. So on Piece of Me, it turned it down. That's good. We just want it to kind of lightly knock that down so we don't have a really SC vocal. Okay, the next thing is a compressor. Let's open compressor. And again, you've got all these buttons and dials. Look overwhelming and scary. We're just going to keep it simple. What we're going to do is we're just going to move the threshold. And the threshold is kind of the threshold that this will start reacting and doing things to. What we're going to try and do is this needle, we want it to be somewhere between like 0 and -5. So we just move this threshold about until we get that just right. There we go, so can you see how it's kind of brought the vocal more forward and more consistent in volume? So now the lead vocal is in an okay place. We need to add a little bit of depth to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some reverb and delay. To do this, we're going to be using buses. We're not going to be putting reverb directly on the track. We're going to be putting the reverb over here and sending some of our vocal over to it. It means you can just blend it in a lot better and get a lot more control instead of just slamming a reverb on the audio track itself. Clicked on this bottom bit here where it says sends, bus, and pick number 18. Okay, so this is where we're going to put our reverb plugin on. Luckily in Logic it appears right next to you. So we're going to use Silververb, sure. And we're looking for some kind of hall preset, should be fine. Be careful, this wet knob is what percentage this plugin is basically working. It's set at 34%. We don't want that. We want it on 100%. Now that this is on 100%, what we can do is go over to this kind of little button dial here and move this up or down and blend in how much reverb we have to our original signal. So let's hear that.
In the dark, I can give you just a piece of me.
So that's all the way. Bit too much like she's in a multi-story car park, so let's wind it down a little bit.
In the dark, I can give you just a piece of me.
Now what we're going to do is put a little delay on there as well, so do the same thing, and we will put stereo delay on here. Let's go through some of the presets. I think an 8th note would be good. We'll do the same thing again. We're going to move this up or down. This is going to choose how much of our signal is being sent to this delay plugin, and then we can kind of blend that in with our original signal. So this is at 100%.
In the dark,
Too much.
I can give you just a piece of me. A single spark has me falling down upon my knees.
But there we go. It's subtle, but it's adding just a little bit more kind of width and depth onto the lead vocal. By the way, if you need a hand with your music, click the link below. I'm offering free 30-minute tutorials and feedback on songs. So if you're interested, you can click on that. We'll do a little zoom. And if you're struggling with anything in Logic or music production, songwriting wise, I'm happy to help. So make the most of that. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.